the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.
Between you, so you move in. You move in.
We'll just sit around.
Okay, take one. This is Retro Unlim Live. I am your host Novabug, taking the place of Harry Yak because he's in Germany. No, I can't make the accent. No, I can't. No, he's making voices at me. But anyway, I'm here with several famous YouTubers. I'm surrounded by the Highlander.
That would be me.
That would be you.
Yeah.
Yes. Lactobacillus Prime.
Yeah.
That will be me.
Mr. Dave Webster. Hello. Mr. Custardo.
I'm not famous at all.
And not right. Monkeyspaz 5000.
Yeah, that's me, thank you.
No introduction. So, play Blackpool 2016.
Actually, the people will be able to see our cameraman. He's in the shot as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The cameraman. Turn him over. If you spin this.
It doesn't have to.
It just records.
It'll just. I don't know. I don't know this newfangled technology. I don't know how this newfangled technology works. So. Well, guys, who should I start with? Who wants to go first to what they think about this event? Highlander? Want to lead?
Sure, yeah, no.
What do you think?
What do I think? Well, I came for the people, and I especially didn't come to buy games, which I did in the end. So, but it's very few sellers, and the stuff that's there is very expensive. But I kind of knew that would happen, so I came for the people. I came for you guys, and that's what happened. So
it's disappointing.
No, I came for you guys. That's not disappointing. No.
We are disappointing.
No, but I'm not interested in swords and Thor hammers and all that kind of thing. So that was sort of a shame. But you know, the video games were nice. The arcades are always nice.
Yep. There's not many sellers this year, though, is there?
There's like what are they called? The
Console Passion.
Console Passion is there, but they're always there.
Yeah.
And there's one guy, I don't even know his name, but he's super expensive, and it's still a lot of people around his stand. And when there's a lot of people around the stand where the prices are crazy high, then something is
PlayStation 2 game?
Then something is wrong. You know, that's just.
It's kind of almost like they're trying to capitalise on us. You think?
Well, if I were selling games, used games, and I wasn't doing very well, the first reaction that I would have was to raise the prices. That's what everybody does. Which
business acumen.
Yeah, which is really silly because you're going to prevent people from buying your stuff. Yeah.
What do you think, Mark? What do you think?
I'm going to take it. Yeah, I came here for the people, and that's been great fun. And
it's always the best aspect of this.
Yeah, and I guess if you fly in by plane, then buying a lot of stuff is just not going to happen because you have to bring it back by plane. So, but I would like to see more vendors, though. I mean, I was and that's something that didn't happen. So
plenty of systems on display there, I suppose, but you expect that.
Yeah, you expect that, and of course the people from the museum, that they bring a lot of consoles too, and the arcades, they're perfect. So great stuff.
But you know, if you look at it, there's like a zillion consoles. Is that interesting? Do you want that, or could they do less consoles? But it takes up a lot of space.
There's a big modern 8th generation one this time, isn't there? There's lots of PlayStation 4s.
Oh, that as well.
You hacked up any Dreamcast yet, Dave? Tomorrow. Yeah. What do you think of it?
As we've said, I think it's for the people. You know, it's an event. You know, twice a year you get to meet everyone.
It's getting more like that every year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a social meet-up.
It's more social than what's going on now.
Yeah. I mean, you were saying about kind of indie development. I think it's nice to see that here. There's like a guy converted Xenon 2 to the Jaguar.
Yeah.
You know, to sit down and play that, you wouldn't get that chance. And I think that's a really good thing. But I think with the shops, one problem is it's almost becoming like antique dealers.
Yeah.
In a way, there are some items that are really sought after, and it's nice to look at them, but would you shell out that amount of money?
Perhaps something scary. I think they are antique dealers. They are. I mean,
they're being taken over by Funko Pops as well. It's, you know, you don't get one Funko Pop stand, we've got 2 of them. They're like gremlins.
And fudge stalls as well. You know, you get your
fudge stalls. Yeah, fudge stalls. What's up with that?
I don't know.
Don't get the fudge on the games.
No,
I don't think the sellers would like it.
I do like fudge, yes I do, yes, thank you very much. So I guess I came especially for me then.
You came for the fudge?
No, not really, because I really didn't know there was fudge. And to be honest, the guy looks a little bit Dutchy.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I'm not going to buy fudge.
He was actually scratching his crotch when I...
He was scratching his fudge, as it were.
Well, that's
what fudge packers do now.
But I agree with you, others. I come for the people, because, well...
Everyone did.
Yes. My collection is already this big, so there aren't a whole lot of games to buy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
As long as that is.
Yes. In essence,
coming down from Scotland.
in essence, it's almost a small part of the whole experience, and I do like this venue. It's special. It has a certain kind of. That you don't, you don't find it in Manchester.
The wonder years of the 90s, you know, with all the consoles in their prime.
The 50s. It's the wonder years of the 50s. The consoles from the 90s are the most modern thing here. Yes.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
So you came especially for Scotland to buy?
Fudge? Scottish fudge? No, same as everybody else, obviously, but I don't like fudge as much as yourself, but Scottish fudge. I'm not going to take any Scottish fudge home with me, or Funko Pop. But,
just deep fry it.
yeah, I don't know what they're hoping to achieve with the event, because obviously every year it's going down and down with the number of stalls, etc. Nobody's going to put out a good word about it. Obviously, if any of us went home and somebody asked what it was like, previous years were better and better. It's just going to go downhill, but I don't know if it's a case of the stalls, it's too expensive to have a stall, so the sellers aren't here, and if they were here then maybe the games would have to be even more expensive.
Are they being priced out, do you think, by the
Yeah, I think so.
Pitch fees are too high.
Yeah, I think so. But like that's why there's Funko Pops and swords.
Sell games to us.
But they're going to have to sell a lot of fudge to like. Is it like a novelty in England, Scottish fudge?
A lot of people who attend this are rather overweight. Anyway, they don't need more sugar in this system.
But it's a shame because the first year we came, the whole hall was it was all kitted out. It was there was no Funko Pops, no real T-shirts, glowing swords or anything like that. But it's just got worse and worse, unfortunately.
Pikachu backpacks though. I almost got one.
I never saw that. I'm going back in, get some fudge as well.
We've got to go back in and get some fudge. You can't leave the event without the fudge. It's all about the fudge. So what would you think how can we improve this? What we can't obviously, but what could we recommend to the organisers to say, you know what, this side of this, the trading side of it is going downhill. And if you want to attract more people, say for trading and buying stuff, then you really need to do something about it. Would you agree?
Yeah, but I think we have to look at the demography. Are we as retro gamers? Are we like a special niche? It started out as retro replay, and now it's just replay. And perhaps we're the minority, so they won't cater for us.
So it's catering less and less for retro
Are they
gamers.
wanting people like us to come here, or is it like, is the audience supposed to be, like say, not, are we a niche?
They want a lot of cosplayers, and superhero, comic book fans, that kind of thing, because a lot of that is catered for now.
But at the same time, if you knew it was going to be the event to go to for traders, etc., you'd get a lot more people through the door as well.
I can't see why they shouldn't cater for all causes in this.
I guess a lot of people that are in their teens and in their early 20s, I mean, those are actually could be the kids of the older.
They want to get rid of us middle-aged old codgers.
I guess, no, but if they would cater for us, I mean, the kids would be able to come with their parents, and we could enjoy the same hobby. And now they're just seem to cater for the younger demography.
This is the first time there's been a significantly large modern console area as well.
Yes.
So you've got it wasn't there last time.
It's about a third of the whole floor.
Yeah. Because Manchester catered for it more because it's more of a bigger event, and I think last year they didn't have hardly a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One here. Now you've got tables and tables and banks of units.
But they do have a pretty nice big arcade. I mean, the arcade is pretty big. So.
Yeah, that's better actually. I think that'll look cleaner and tidier, more working, and they've also got some pinball machines this time.
Yeah, it's tough to see that.
Because a lot of people like their pinball. You like pinball?
I do pinball. What are you accusing me of?
I'm just. I don't know.
No, I like pinball. I'm sort of half good at it, so no.
I'm not. So, I'm no good with balls.
Just one of the.
Just practice, Chris. You should know that.
Maybe I don't know what they could do. I mean, they used to have like more consoles and computers, especially 8-bit computers and stuff, on the outside as well.
I think as retro gamers we are being catered to because you see all the rows of consoles. I think they're convinced of the fact that we come for that.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the same goes for the PS4s. They put a PS4 there and a screen there, and you can play it, but you can do that at home.
Yeah.
You know, so I think they're just misjudging the fact. You know, the reason why we're coming. We want to trade, we want to buy, we want to look at stuff.
Yeah.
That's why we come. And it's not so you know, as far as I'm concerned, they can do away with half the consoles, all the Dreamcasts and all the Nintendo 64s, and just put some more resellers in. Yes. And of course make it not so expensive, because the resellers, these people have to sell games to us. You know, we're very hard.
Well, a lot of us are very savvy.
Yeah.
So that's going to be over the. I mean, there was a loose Secret of Mana, priced at £60.
So if you had, you know, if you had a huge trading section, it would draw a lot of retro gamers. Yeah. Even though we're not going to buy anything, so you have to make it easy for the sellers. Just let them in. Let them do their thing and draw us in, and just do away with half the consoles and round the place full of arcades, and we're done.
Yeah. See, it's strange because it's like Mark said about them maybe they're not catering for us, our demographic much.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, they are doing talks like on the Spectrum, and they're doing talks like on Sonic and stuff. And these are the kind of we are the kind of audience to watch that. Yeah. And a lot of the kids probably wouldn't be interested in that kind of thing. Not on the whole, you know. I'm not generalising, but
if they are trying to go into
you know, when Jim Bagley's here and John Hare, a lot of the teenagers and the modern gamers, younger gamers of today, will just go ooh.
Yeah.
But we all go yes.
Jeff Minter was here last.
Jeff Minter was here.
Yeah, that was great.
Got some things right, but then obviously
it's certainly scaled down this year.
Yeah.
It seems very scaled down this year. And
also the homebrew and the developing side of things. I mean, one of the first times I think it was the second venue. It was also here.
Yeah.
And there were people developing stuff for the old home computers, you know, and they had stalls. There was a whole part of the hallway dedicated to homebrew development on all sorts of systems, I remember, and they're not here.
You'd like to see more of that, wouldn't you? Because you're interested in homebrew stuff. You'd like to see more of that, wouldn't you?
I think it's nice just to be able to, you know, try some of these games, because it's. I mean, they're often quite expensive because of, you know, quantities like, you know, seeing Jaguar carts produced. They're expensive to make, and it's nice in a way just to be able to try before you buy. You know, you see the game and you think, okay, I've played it. It's not finished, but I want to invest, say, £50-60. Which, you know, it's a luxury item.
It's a caveat for the potential market.
Yeah. And I mean, even if some of these games don't get finished, it's nice just to be able to play them and say, okay, yeah, I played that. Maybe it never came to market, it never got shipped, but, you know, it's fun to play.
It'd be nice to see, like, say, some of the games that were, like, say, started production but never got finished. You know, because they're out there on disc, and people could recover these and demonstrate them at the event. That'd be a very unique draw.
Yeah.
You know, say for instance the There's a Castlevania remake by Sega. No, not Sega Australia. Were remaking was it Castlevania or was it another? But they'd only got like so far into it. Golden Axe. It was Golden Axe. They were remaking Golden Axe.
And then it got...
Yeah, because after the first initial Golden Axe, it sort of went downhill, didn't it? And we had Beast Rider, which was no good, and then we had the Sega Ages version, which was actually abysmal. But I think Sega Australia are actually developing a modern 2D version of the traditional Golden Axe, and of course it got pulled plug, and people would love to play that, or see where they got with it at least. A big sort of thing. If they could.
There's a lot of beautiful stuff on shelves at developers, you know, and perhaps they should showcase that, you know. And, yeah.
Well, they certainly should showcase it more than Fudge.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
How many flavours do Fudge do you want?
I think I might actually go and get some.
No, you want fudge?
We're all going to be fudgy.
I think it's incompatible.
Yeah,
with
it's
me.
incompatible with
Don't forget the cakes, and there's also green tea Kit Kats in there. Yeah.
And then right at the
actually
back, there's
fancy.
something about dogs as well. Have you seen that?
That's kind of a Japanese thing, isn't it?
Green tea,
Yeah.
Well, there was wrestling masks in there as well. Have you seen that? Yeah.
Oh, that's what that was.
There was superhero masks, but there were also wrestling luchador masks.
Right.
So
You said luchador.
I don't know how many wrestling people.
Well, it's WWF America.
You can't say that. You've just been sued now by the World Wildlife Federation.
We're in the 90s, it's okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well,
The WWE.
we're gonna bleep it out. We're gonna bleep it out.
It's almost like it's targetless. It's like, what can we put in the sales hall? Let's just chuck a load of geeky stuff in there.
I don't think they thought about. I'm going to say the difficult word again. Demography. They just threw everything together. You know, there's no sense of direction, I guess.
There is a lack of. There's. I mean, a lot of people from our generation, we were Commodore. No, none of that.
No,
There's no 8-bit stuff.
No Spectrum games. No.
There's a new versus remake.
the people from
Tiny.
It's tiny.
It's tiny. It's almost
the
like
computer
it's not even
museum.
there.
It's a computer museum bit that actually.
And there's one suggestion I would like to make is that they move the indie section out into the hallway because you want to talk to the people who make it.
And that music's too loud, isn't it?
And
They still never.
Speakers.
That has always been a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, with the indie section, do you think the problem is to do with like cost, whether you have to pay to get a stall? And so you get people doing it as a hobby, won't want to shell out money. It's people that are doing it as a business, like an indie studio. But I mean, the thing with the demographics, if you look at like adults, we're playing the arcade games because you can't get them at home. With the home computers, it's children playing them, and I think that's good in a way. But I think it might be because we've seen the same machines time and time again, and you can get them at home. With the arcades, you can't get them at home, so that might be why you're getting fewer home computers. You're getting more like N64 and PlayStation and Xbox that younger people haven't really played as much, and they're getting enjoyment out of it. So, you know, maybe we're old farts.
It's nice when they're doing they've got the GameCubes all hooked up. And for Double Dash.
It's not there this year, is it?
No, it's not this year, but they do. They had Smash Brothers Wii on the Wii U linked up. So they had several Wii U's together. That was quite nice. I think they had that PC thing on the back hall. Again. Which is always bizarre for me when you sort of come to a Play Expo event, put headphones on and lock yourself away in an FPS. I don't get that. Did you get that? It's weird.
I've been there.
You've been there. Oh, so you did it?
Yes, I did.
Oh, the floor's yours then. Tell us about your experience.
Well, that was in the late 90s, early 2000s, so it's been a while. But I was a pretty competitive PC gamer back in the day. So, yeah, it's a thing. You enjoy your afternoon with headphones on and then you go home. Yeah. Have a grand old time.
For a social event. This is a social event. And people
this is as close as social to a typical typical PC gamer gets.
It's actually the generation that sits around with their iPhones and talk to each other with WhatsApp. Instead of, people break up and, through WhatsApp, they don't tell each other.
Before we had internet, console gaming was a social event if you want to do multiplayer gaming.
Screen gaming all the way.
But
things like that.
PCs have always been networked. So that's for the antisocial types.
It's great.
Great.
It's fun when you do it at home, but
Yeah.
when you're at an event like this and there's a bank of them and you just shut yourself off about all the crowds milling around.
Exactly.
It's just something I don't quite back my head.
You're alone together. That's it.
I remember in my student dorm, we had we had Super Nintendos, you know, and we could play Street Fighter. But what was really fun was these old 486 machines with Novel Light network cards and play Doom multiplayer. I mean, that was my first FPS experience. And you could go co-op, you could suddenly go rogue, you know, one of us would always go rogue, and then, you know, it would be much more interesting.
Yeah.
You couldn't talk with each other, or you had to shout to the other room because...
See, that's more fun. I do. Shouting at each other.
LAN parties.
But that's people that you know, and people that you could actually smack in the head if they... and some anonymous person on the other side of the world, you know, being foul-mouthed, I don't like it. So, yeah.
No, it's...
No, but you know, as a gaming event, you can't like ban that kind of gaming. FPS gaming is a real thing in the world. Many people do it, so to ignore it here would be a little.
Oh yeah,
bit
it'd be
silly,
crazy to ignore it. Yeah, but it's.
But I wouldn't.
I think for the individuals that sort of like do it, that's great. But it's strange. It just seems strange to come to an event where there's so many people around.
Well, that's with many of the things. What draws
like
you here?
mix, isn't it?
You shouldn't be able to. You should be able to do things here that you can't do at home. You know, if I go here and do the thing that I can do at home, why would I come here?
Exactly.
It's the same what Dave was saying though, the kids, etc. Do you know what I mean? We've all sort of played PCs, FPSs before, but your old son or whatnot who's coming to this event where they've maybe never seen Doom and Quake, so...
It's nice when you see the kids playing on the older systems.
Yeah.
It is quite cute.
Yeah, I was standing watching, I think we were standing watching somebody play Manic Mine.
There was a little there, yeah, and he was pretty
he was just a young guy.
And there was a little girl actually playing a Commodore 64.
Yeah.
As well. So he actually, look, big smile on this one.
Yeah. My daughter played Frogger on the arcade version of Frogger, and she came back to it, and she loved it. She was being drawn into it.
Yeah.
And
my girls,
that's great.
My girls like to play on the Amstrad as well.
Yeah.
So, experience new stuff, the new old stuff.
Graphics, you know, easy to pick up gameplay. I mean, I know one of the kids next door. She loves to play Sorcery. It's also an Amstrad game.
Yeah,
you know, and you have to walk around and you have to collect certain items in a certain way.
Yeah.
It really draws you in. You can play it for hours.
Because it's very simple controls. I think that's a key thing. With modern games, you've got so much going on with the triggers and the buttons and the sticks, and we all do different things. And
Lock sticks and.
So with what's that machine called? That Vega thing?
Yeah. Spectrum Vega.
The new Spectrum. The new. The 64.
Yeah.
Even after the guys walked out or were ousted.
Yeah, the original guys that were developing walked.
We're not talking about the Kamiko Chameleon.
No.
Some brouhaha.
No, but there's
Brouhaha. What a word. Brouhaha.
What I don't understand with the Vega is why it wasn't made as a keyboard, like a reproduction of the Spectrum.
Only just a couple of keys.
But it's like a control. It's like a control pad, isn't it?
Yeah.
And with Spectrum keys. But we all knew the worst thing about the 48K Spectrum was the keyboard in the first place. That's why Amstrad got rid of it and put a proper keyboard in it.
No, but you got that. So you have people developing hardware. There's a new Commodore 64 thing, the 64 machine.
Yeah, with the handheld and the.
And there's a handheld. You know, with that, if people are taking the chance to make that hardware as a Kickstarter or whatever, that must mean that retro is actually a thing that is bigger than.
With 3D printing now, you get people making their own bespoke handhelds.
Yeah.
You stick a Raspberry Pi in it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You gear it up to whatever emulator they want for what system, and you got yourself an Amstrad emulator. You got yourself an MSX emulator. You know, handheld.
It's nice, but what I like even more is if they recreate the hardware.
Yeah.
Because I bought a re-released.
Feels more
Commodore
authentic.
64 motherboard, completely the same. It fits in the in the case, and it needs the original chips. Or reproductions of the original chips, and it basically turns into a modern Commodore 64, brand new off the shelf. Even got a new case for it and stuff. And I know that thing is going to be around for, you know, got some reproduction competition pro joysticks. I'm set for life.
More of this, more of this kind of stuff. I want to see at this event.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that.
Great. But there's only 1 or 2 systems a year that are coming out.
But there are so many fan groups out there for all different systems and the old retro stuff. You could highlight these guys more. And why do you have to charge them? Just come down and show us your stuff.
But is our group becoming so scarce that even the old playground wars like Spectrum versus Commodore versus
Amstrad.
Nice was. It had a proper effect. No, but I mean, it's all like, you know, camaraderie, because, you know, I know for a fact that the Commodore is a lot better than the Amstrad.
Oh, okay.
No.
Let's go into colour palette. Anyway.
Yeah, resolution.
What, you don't like brown?
No, but the Z80 is a lot faster.
Here he goes, he's off.
No, I mean, I'm actually quite in favour of the Amstrad, actually. It's a very wonderful issue. Yeah.
Like I've always said, if you mix all 3 of them together, you get the perfect 8-bit machine. I've always said that.
But, I mean,
strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, that would be weird.
No, but back in the day, it used to be my specialty.
Steckador CPC.
Now, being able to operate and use all the different micros, you know, I mean, not a single micro was the same. They all had their quirkiness, and you know, the MSX standard, the Spectrum standard, the Spectra Video. The Enterprise, the
Acorn and the Electron and BBC Micro.
Yeah, great stuff. I love the diversity, and now it's great PC boxes or black PC boxes, because the new PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One basically are PCs, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I do think we have to do something to attract more girls.
Well, you
That's a serious issue.
go and chat them in. Stand on the door. And beckon them in with your charm.
Oh, I don't think that would work.
You don't? It ain't going to work with me.
Although if Jim did it, that would.
Yeah, James could do it. Yeah. With this cheeky smile. Do you want to hang with the monkey? Got my fudge here. You want to see my plastic sword? I don't know.
No, seriously. I mean, I see a lot of saggy old men.
What parts are you looking at?
Well, everything. I'd have to close my eyes.
You're talking about the jowls.
Yeah. Man boobs, and I've seen enough of that, man.
middle-aged man talking about, well, not you, Dave, but
Present company accepted.
talking about video games, yeah. It's,
So I think
it's
a lot
a way of life for us, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, since we've been a couple of years old, we've been playing video games, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, since the early 80s, I think, most of us, or even the late 70s sometimes.
But isn't it so that because of that we have a better perspective of what type of work or what type of effort goes into creating a game? I mean, if you look at Pong or Sorcery, and then you look at these amazing games on the PlayStation 4, some of them are amazing, you know, and I mean...
I had a discussion about that with my brother, and he said, we are getting to the point where we're not going to be able to play these games in the future. We had this discussion before, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because so many of them now need patches or updates to even work.
Yeah.
But you get a Mega Drive cartridge, it'll work. As long as the machine works, it'll work.
Built to last.
But a brand new game today, if you don't have the servers that are up to give it its boost, to give it its update, you can never really play it or experience it to its full.
Yeah, we get to live our nostalgia.
Yeah.
But our kids, will they be able to play their new Ratchet and Clank game on the PlayStation 4?
And real hardware, it seems unlikely.
No.
Do you think they'll be as attached to it as we are?
Perhaps because perhaps not, but that may be, an old guy, the generational cleft and stuff, you know. I think they'll be just as attached. And I think we're the lucky ones because we got to experience our stuff. It wasn't dependent on any company to keep it alive.
So
The younger generation.
The younger generation, we're just speaking up there.
Yeah.
That's the next one. That's the PlayStation 6 generation.
Yeah. Or perhaps the PlayStation 9.5 or something like that. Because they tend to go in halves now, right? The PlayStation 4.5?
Yes.
4.5?
That's the same
There's
hardware
there's
with
an
different
Xbox,
software, isn't it? I thought that was
1.5.
Oh, the Xbox.
Xbox 1.5.
I guess, yeah.
You got to take it to Microsoft. What we're going to call our stuff, right? We'll call the first one Xbox. Great. And that's the next one. Shall we call it the Xbox 2? No, I tell you what, let's call it the Xbox 360.
Well, it goes with the camera, you know. It's like modern and.
So the third one, has he run out?
I think it. Oh,
A pause in proceedings.
the battery
there.
is gone, so we'll just
battery is
continue
gone.
without.
Well, I think we're half an hour now, so I think the basic consensus is we're all here for us, the people. We're being very selfish here at the end of the day. But it could stand to do with some improvement in the future, I think, if we're going to keep returning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something is. But again, if it wasn't going to improve next year, you'd still come though, probably, would you not? As long as the people were coming.
If the people were coming,
Yeah.
I think we all would. But maybe it's going to get to the point where we can just say, you know what, we should organise our own event.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, when are we going to do that?
Yeah.
You know?
Retropalooza Europe. Or,
To be fair, yeah, it's just an excuse for us to
Unlim,
get together.
The event.
yeah.
In the Norberg Castle from Blackpool.
Well, let's not do the Norbert then. Let's just pick something in Glasgow.
Yeah, that's right. Close.
You can commandeer the pleasure beach and just hang out on the roller coasters.
No, seriously, could we do it? And what would we put up there?
we need a plan.
Yeah, we need a plan. That's
You could take inspiration from what they do in Europe with like the Amiga conventions or the JagFest from like 10 years ago where you rent out a hotel room or a conference suite, small one, and people bring this stuff.
You know what? It's reminding me what Mainmaster was talking about when he used to say about Computer Club, and people used to bring. Yeah, and I remember that back in my days.
He still does that.
He still does that.
Computer Club in Edinburgh, I think.
Imagine that kind of thing, but on a bigger scale. You know, you put caterers in there as well. You put a little bit. You get some retro gaming guests like programmers, and everyone just basically a show and tell kind of thing.
Yeah, they'll bring along their own machines.
That's another thing that only works
I'll be up for that.
with retro hardware.
Yeah, because
Because you need networking for if you brought your new stuff. Oh, sorry, it doesn't work.
have an ISP to be able to provide the internet. Because otherwise, you remember, if you don't have any internet, then nothing works, right?
You're fucked. And you get angry, but yeah.
Personal experience, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Would you have any personal messages for BT before we leave?
No, you don't want to do that here.
I've said what I want to say in the tweets to them. And in the online chats.
Right. Sky had to get out a free jail card on that one.
Yeah.
Right. I think we'll wrap this up, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me. Everyone watching or listening, whatever Retro Unlim, thank you very much for listening. This has been Play Blackpool 2016, and we'll say farewell to everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See you online, guys.
Retro Unlim out.
Happy bye.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.